we should all learn to accept each other, whether we have a disability or not. Because when you don't understand somebody and you laugh at them or you judge them, then it makes them feel horrible. It makes them feel a certain way. And it doesn't even have to be anyone with special needs. It's just anyone in general. So I feel like this book should help people understand. And let's start young. We start at a young age and they should understand kindness, empathy, inclusion.
Staten Islander News is here today with Theresa Pendleton. Theresa Pendleton is a longtime kitchen staff member at ArchCare's Terence Cardinal Cooke Healthcare Center. Theresa recently authored her first children's book, EZ Makes Friends, a story inspired by her son's diagnosis that teaches children the values of kindness and understanding. So, good morning, Theresa. It's good to have you with
Good
us.
morning. Thank you. It's
So,
good to be here.
so if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, that would be great.
Okay, I wrote a piece. My name is Theresa Pendleton. I come from a family of 10. I am the seventh child born to my parents. I was born and raised in Spanish Harlem in New York City in the housing projects. I had three children, two girls and a boy. The boy is the youngest, and he was born with autism, which has been a big part of my life. I was married to my children's father, who passed away when my son was 11 years old. After that, I had to raise my children on my own. I faced a lot in my life, but I stayed strong for my children and kept going. Today, my goal is to share my story and inspire other, especially parents, to keep going no matter what life brings.
Oh, awesome. So, I wanted to see if you could tell us a little bit about your inspiration, for this book.
My inspiration is my son, his struggles, what he been through in his life, how people don't understand him. And I wrote this book so that children could learn because I was an adult when I got diagnosed with autism and I didn't know what it was. So I feel if you start young, the kids young, and then they'll grow up and understand because there's still adults that need education on it.
Okay. And what have been, if you could tell us a little bit about the challenges of navigating an autism diagnosis for your child.
Um, the challenges is him not understanding, trying to get him to understand, trying to you know, get him people to understand him, trying to understand him, try to teach him,
Okay.
trying to teach
And if
him.
you could tell us a little bit about your children's book and navigating the publishing world and what
Okay,
it's been like to self-publish.
okay. The book is about a little boy with autism who see the world different from other people, and at school the kids doesn't understand him, and they laugh at him and make fun of him. And it made him feel sad and alone. But as the kids learn more about him, they learn to understand him and they become his friends. And they laughed and they played with him.
Oh,
Hmm.
awesome. So could you tell us a little bit about your work with ArchCare? You've been working there for a long time.
I've been working for ArchCare for 24 years, and I work in the dietary department, feeding the kids, the whole building, feeding the whole building. And I love it. I've been there for, I like working with the patients. I like helping people that, they need help. I like being around that.
Oh, awesome. And if you could tell us a little bit about, you had a talk at the Mother Cabrini Hospital
Yeah.
recently, and so just wanted us to talk about how the residents responded and what kind of feedback that you got from that talk.
They loved it. They clapped. I told, gave the parents a little inspiration speech. And they really loved it. And they asked me questions and I answered and I felt good. I felt good to share it. It felt good to share the book.
Okay. Um, and could you tell us a little bit more about your son and his experiences?
Um, my son is unique because he learned in his own way. He see the world in his own way. He's an adult right now and he's people still don't understand him. And he gets frustrated when you don't understand him. So I'm trying to, this is the reason why I'm writing book two, because they need to understand people like him. Um, he's a new, unique kid, and if you learn to know him, he's a sweet guy. And his hearing is amazing. He could hear in the other room. His hearing is amazing.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
he's a
awesome.
sweet kid.
So
Mhm.
if you could tell us a little bit about what you feel is the importance of kindness and understanding and fostering these qualities in all of the generations, from young to old.
I'm gonna sit down for a second, okay? Um, I feel that we should all learn to accept each other, whether we have a disability or not. Because when you don't understand somebody and you laugh at them or you judge them, then it makes them feel horrible. It makes them feel a certain way. And it doesn't even have to be anyone with special needs. It's just anyone in general. So I feel like this book should help people understand. And let's start young. We start at a young age and they should understand kindness, empathy, inclusion. Hmm.
Right, and in that sense of what you were saying about when people make fun of your son or of anyone, it doesn't feel good for
It's
you
just
to be
good
made
at all.
fun of, and so it's helpful to help people understand that these aren't nice things to do, and maybe they
There
want
are,
to
there are
reconsider doing.
nice things to do. And parents, they should be mindful themselves because the children follow what the parents does. And there's a lot of parents that need the education and they don't understand. And it makes me feel bad to see my son, hurting. He's hurting. He's hurting a lot. He's hurting as a kid. He's hurting now. And he don't have any friends. That's what really want make me write the book. He doesn't have any friends, and he wants friends. And I don't know how to show him how to have friends. And I feel everyone should have friends.
Hmm. Hmm. Absolutely. Um,
Hmm.
and can you tell us about your mission to foster empathy in those you meet and connect with, as well as through your book?
Um, do as well as do my book. Well,
Yes.
I would like to one day create a cartoon to make them understand. Talk about my experience. The things that I go through, the things that my son goes through, and just keep talking about it. And make kids try to understand as well as adults.
Hmm. Hmm. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Um, and is there anything else that you would like to add today that you think you think that our readers would find helpful?
Um, I'm just stuck on kindness, understanding, empathy, inclusion. Teach your kids it, and as parents, teach adults it as well, because sometimes adults is as worse as the kids. My son's biggest problem is with adults.
Hmm.
They don't understand him.
Right.
Sometimes they get physical and it's not nice. And it makes me feel bad to see his struggles.
Yeah.
It makes me
And
feel how,
and you said your son is an adult now? He's over
yes,
18?
yes, he's gonna be 32 next week.
Oh,
He's
very
gonna be
nice.
32. He wants friends, he wants to work. He's in a vocational program right now and he wants to work. He wants to be normal and he's very independent, but it's just the community don't understand him.
And has he been able to make any friends in the vocational program?
He has trouble making friends for some reason.
That makes sense. I
Trouble
mean, it
making
it is
friends.
like what you said, where he sees things differently and he feels things differently, and maybe even more so than others do, and makes them a lot more sensitive. So it's a little bit difficult to make friends, and that's everyone has difficulty making friends, even if they don't have an
Yeah.
autism
And
diagnosis.
he
So it makes it
and
even more challenging.
right. And so he actually, because easy make friends is based on true life story. So he actually had friends when he was young like that. So he never stops talking about them. So he don't have any friends now. So right now, that's all he always talk about is his friends from elementary school. And I'm trying to teach him to move on because in life you have to move on to meet new friends. But he's stuck with these friends because these are the friends he always had. So I would love for him one day to have friends,
Oh,
you
nice.
know.
Cool. Um, okay. Well, I think that this was really appreciate that you wrote this book for people with autism, for people who may know people with autism and they want to kind of understand how to practice kindness and empathy and maybe make friends with people who it seems more difficult to make friends with them, but it really isn't. Like when you actually give them a chance, they're just like everybody else.
Right, right. And I wish I could help him and I wish I could help other kids. And hopefully through my storytelling and my real life story, it can help. It might be able to help.
Oh, awesome. Yes, absolutely.
Because when he hurts, I hurt. Is he hurting? I'm hurting.
Yeah, and actually we just published a review today of a movie which is about someone who had difficulty making friends because they have Tourette's syndrome, which basically makes it so that they make outbursts of cursing at people or saying nasty things that they don't mean to say. And that makes it even more challenging to make
Right,
friends because most people they can't understand that difference that someone
right,
has, that he doesn't mean it, that it's not, that it's a health condition and stuff. So it's kind of like it makes it more difficult for him to make friends too. So
right. And that's kind of my son too, because what he does is they told me earlier when I got diagnosed that they alcoholics. So if he hears somebody say something, he don't really know the meaning of it. So he might see somebody and he might say what he heard somebody say, and then they take it the wrong way and get upset, and this is what
it,
happened.
yeah, and they don't understand it's because of his condition. It's not he didn't mean to say something that
Right,
might sound
right,
nasty.
exactly. Yes. And they take it all the wrong way. He even got this summer he even got beat up by somebody. It's terrible. It's just as a parent to go through this is terrible.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Um,
Mhm.
so it was really great to speak with you today. And I hope that more
I'm
people
sorry I
will.
was so nervous because I wish I could have talked to you a little better,
No,
but
it's okay. You did great. You really did great.
thank you.
So it was really great to meet with you today, and I really appreciate your sharing your story with the world and with our readers as well.
And thank you for giving me the opportunity to do it. I appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you so much. I hope you
Thank
have a
you.
nice rest of your day.
You do the same. Thank you.
Wednesday, April 8th, in the Mother Cabrini Specialty Hospital at Terence Cardinal Cooke Healthcare Center, ArchCare held a book reading by Theresa Pendleton. Theresa works in the kitchen feeding the residents of Terence Cardinal Cooke and had always planned to one day write a book. That day came after reflecting on her experience raising her son after he was diagnosed with autism. The book is called Easy Makes Friends and discusses the questions that people may have when they first hear the word autism and share her family's story to normalize the diagnosis.
I wrote this book inspired by my son who has autism and is now as an adult. I wrote it for children so that they can understand friendship, kindness, and empathy. I feel that they should learn about that at an early age. I was in my 30s when my son got diagnosed with autism and I didn't know what it was. So I feel that young children should learn young. I feel that they should teach it in school and they should get more understanding about it. It felt so beautiful to share it. It felt so beautiful to sit around other little children with special needs, and their parents go through the same thing I'm going through. I go through a lot with my son, and that goes back to not understanding. Nobody understands him. They should understand young. People need to understand that they see the world different. They don't see the world like us. They see the world in a different way, and they need the understanding of that. They matter. They see the world different, but it matters that they see the world different.
All of the residents in attendance for the book reading got a copy of Easy Makes Friends, signed by Theresa Pendleton herself. Theresa has shared plans to continue the story of Easy in future installments, but for now, the first can be found on Amazon. For the Good Newsroom, I'm Patrick Grady.